I'm alone in my little coterie at Harvard, when people were mocking Donald Trump, I turned to my friends and I said, you know, you got to watch this guy. This guy is not going to go away, as he famously said. And he is speaking to a need and a deep set of fears within a large segment of the American community. And where Elizabeth and I were talking briefly at lunch, we've all been frightened. You know, you can't mock the people who are frightened. When you're frightened, if somebody mocks you and calls you scared, you can't remember that. That make you feel better, made you feel worse, right? It's not an exact analogy, but I think if I were an advisor to Hillary Clinton, whom I support and who's a very good friend, I would say you have to study what the needs are. Why are these people terrified? Why are they so prone to anti-black feelings and anti-Muslim, to Islamophobia, and why they want the wall up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And then what policies can be formulated that speak to their fears, but from the opposite end of the ideological spectrum than Donald Trump is doing? Rather than exacerbate their fears, how do we assuage their fears and teach them how to reach across ethnic and racial and class lines, create new coalitions, and form bridges, rather than to erect barriers? We cannot. I told an audience in Texas, I grew up in the hills of West Virginia. I'm as West Virginian as I am black. And in many ways, I'm more West Virginian than I am black. We all have multiple identities. And if you ask me how I got to this stage, I would say growing up, independent, rugged, in the hills of eastern West Virginia on the Potomac River, did as much to shape the person that I became, get me here as being black. That's just true. And I grew up with an overwhelming percentage of white kids. Many of those people are supporting Donald Trump. And I'm still close to them, and they would use the N-word. And I've told Sharon, they would say, I grew up with people who would say, well, Skippy, if all niggers was like you, we wouldn't have any problems. And I'd say, well, Willie, if all crackers were like you, we wouldn't have any problems.
Right, just give it back.
And I'd say, you want a rolling rock? Yeah, I'll take a rolling rock. These are my people.
Right.
And
well, let me
I don't think that calling people trailer trash, right. I think calling people trailer trash, white trash, it's just as offensive as using the N-word.
I agree.
And I think we can't just flush whole segment of frightened people, terrified people, right. Down the sewer pipes of Western history. Mm-hmm. We have to figure out how to bring them up, how to give them hope, how to create programs like Bill Clinton did. Hillary said last night that the TV One town hall, that look at the way race relations were much better when we had the lowest unemployment that we've had since the Great Depression under Bill Clinton's economic policies. People start to look for scapegoats when there's not enough lasagna to feed. That's when they look for scapegoats. Yeah. And what we have to do is figure out how to convince people that there is enough to eat at the table, and that these black people and that these women and these gay people and these Jewish people are not eating their share of lunch.